Before we continue on with order of operations, your textbook chose this time to introduce the absolute value, which is something we're going to need more or run into more when we get into some problems. When we get into some problems where we're dealing with signed numbers. But just recall that absolute value, when we apply it to a positive number, it gives us that positive number back. And if we apply it to a negative number like -8, it also gives us that number back. Now, when you have something inside of the absolute value, you need to simplify whatever it is. Here we're just doing 12 minus 3. Later on we can have signed numbers in there. Whatever is being done, we need to work out the absolute value down to a single number first. So in this case, 12 minus 3 is 9. And then finally, once we have absolute value of just a single number, then we can take the absolute value. It's really important that you don't try to distribute the absolute value through, that you work out the inside, treat it like a grouping symbol, and then do at the end the absolute value of whatever's left. Okay. So as an example, consider this problem here, 35 minus absolute value of 20 minus 6. So the first thing we would do is subtract the 20 minus 6 on the inside, which would give us 14. Then we can finally do the absolute value of 14, which will be 14. And we can do 35 minus 14 to finally get our answer of 21. The next example we look at, it involves a big fraction. Okay, very, very important. What you cannot do is this. You can't go through and start crossing out things from the top and bottom. Okay? You're not allowed to do that. What we have to do is we have to simplify the top down to an answer, simplify the bottom down to a single answer, and then once we have a number over a number, we can work on simplifying or reducing that fraction. So up top we have 6 times 4. We can't do the 28 minus 6. We have to do the multiplication first. 28 minus 24, and then continuing to work out the top. 28 minus 24 is just 4. And then we go to the bottom. Again, I can't add that 15 and 3. I have to first multiply 3 times 3. So that gives me 15 plus 9. And then I can finally add 15 plus 9 is 24. And then the last thing we want to do here is we want to simplify. Right? We want to simplify the fraction if we can. And in this case, I can take a 4 out of the 4 and a 4 out of the 24, and that would leave me with an answer of 1 out of 6. 1 out of 6. Our last example here with order of operations is another one with a fraction. So remember, in the fraction we need to work out the top to a single number, work out the bottom to a single number, and then if possible simplify. Here in the top, be very careful. You can't add 6 plus 7 because the 7 is next to something that's being multiplied. So we have to first work out the 6 plus 6, which would give us 12. Okay. Then I've chosen to go ahead here and work out the bottom as well. You could keep just working out the top and then move on to work out the bottom, or do it the other way. So here I just happen to go ahead and simplify some on the bottom as well. 4 squared is 16. Got to do the squaring before the addition, and then we can continue to simplify now. On the top, 7 times 12 will be 84. 84 plus 6 will give me 90. And then in the bottom, 16 plus 5 gives me 21. And so now we've simplified it down to just a number over a number. So at this point, we go ahead and we need to simplify the fraction. And in the case of 90 and 21, we can divide a 3 out of both. 3 out of 90 would give me 30 left over. 3 out of 21 would give me 7 left over. And then that's all the further I can simplify So that would be my answer, 30 over 7.